Hello YouTube, Mr. Man here, at a different angle. Hopefully you can see me okay because my iPod's bouncing right there, so we don't want it to fall down and break. Because if it was a break, that would make me very unhappy because it's the only camera, and my hair's a mess. The only camera that I got really that I make YouTube videos with because my iPod Touch is not exactly great for YouTube videos due to the fact that the way it got a better camera, yes, but when you record the videos, the files are way too big and they're a pain to export. So that kind of defeats the whole purpose of making something easy to use and, you know, something that I would use. But that's not what we're talking about today. Nope, today we are talking about video games. Now, I'm probably going to get, well, actually I won't get any comments from anybody on this because no one watches my videos. So that's fine by me. But I'm going to make it nonetheless. Nonetheless. What am I saying? I'm going to make it nonetheless, just because I feel like doing it. And I was just talking to my brother about all this stuff, so I'm in the mood to, you know, be mad. Like, that's good. So no, anyway, what we're going to talk about is games. I'm going to start off with, well, what do you want to start out with? How games are, should we start with MMOs, popular games, or, I don't even know, what was, MMOs, MMORPG games, technically, I guess. What was, I didn't even have a list. I'm so unprepared for this. Oh, let's just talk about the way games are going now, okay? The way games are progressing. I don't like the way or where games are going. That's just me. And it's not even like it's a big deal because they are just entertainment. So it's not even like, oh, it's, you know, it's terrible. It's going to implode in all of humanity. No, humanity's not going to implode because games are going downhill, but they are going downhill. And there's a couple reasons why they are. And I think, well, the biggest reason, or a couple of reasons, okay. The one big reason I see games are going downhill is movies. That sounds weird, but like Hollywood and everyone doesn't have an attention span for anything, you know, small or anything longer than, like, you know, an explosion. You know, no one has an attention span longer than that. I mean, if people, what am I trying to say? You can tell I'm not with it right now, but if you're playing a game and there's not an explosion every 5 seconds, people don't like it. And that's because we're so used to, you know, movies, they keep pumping in more and more explosions and everything and action scenes and all this stuff just to get us interested in it because no one reads, not that no one reads books nowadays, but I don't really read because I've been falling into the whole explosion theory of games where, you know, the story takes back, you know, story's backseat and then all your action and effects and everything is up front. If you watch something like, I don't know, let's see, I'm trying to think of a movie. Well, alright, let's say Sherlock Holmes. Watching a couple of those shows recently, you know, the old ones with, what's his name, Rathbone guy, or I don't know who plays in there. But Basil Rathbone? One of them. Those ones, they're pretty good. I mean, they're mysteries, you know, they're really good mysteries, but they don't have explosions and effects and everything in there. And you need a long attention span to watch something like that. You know, it's not going to keep you as interested as, Call of Duty would. And that's one of the reasons I see games going down, because all of them are, you know, focused on, well, we got to have Navy SEALs coming in here, and then there's going to be an explosion over here, a building falling out over there, a tank rolling through, shooting that guy. It's like, yeah, whatever happened to your old type strategy games like Advance Wars or stuff like that? Which I don't even know why I said that, because Advance Wars, well, technically that's kind of, you know, explosion-y, but you get more planning involved with it. And yes, there still are games out there that aren't all explosion-y. Bringing me to my next point, which would be like the MMOs. I'm just using WoW, or World of Warcraft. WoW! You play that game? Using World of Warcraft, I'm probably going to get a ton of players mad at me, if anyone watches this. And no, I have not played it. I'm speaking just from viewing, okay? Just from an observer standpoint. So don't come at me like, you know, if you say, oh, you never played it, you're right, I never did play it. So I'm not in a position to be criticizing it, so take my criticism knowing that I haven't played it, because I am in no position to criticize it even though I am. Okay? Just the way I do stuff. I'll completely criticize something even though I have no... If I probably should play something before I do criticize it, but I don't want to. Because I find MMOs, they are... I don't even know how I want to go into this, because it's like, hopefully no one ever finds this video, because if someone does, and if this video becomes popular, so many people are going to have so many negative comments, and I'll be nice to you, but like I said, don't get so mad at me, because this is my opinion. That's all it is. It's just my opinion. I'm telling you my opinion, not necessarily like I want to hear your opinion, okay? But if you have a defense, make it, you know, whatever. I'm trying to think. Respectable to me, because, you know, my views on stuff. But MMOs, I find, are, yeah, getting back to what I was originally saying, MMOs seem like they're a little too, you spend too much time playing them. Like, it's one game, and I was just talking to my brother about this, depending on how I look at games, if I look at games value-wise, or, what was the two things? There was value-wise, and, what was the second thing? This is inconvenient. I can't remember it. Yeah, I just went brain dead. Value-wise and... oh, what was the other one? But if I'm looking at the game for value, MMOs would be a good choice. Because you... well, I don't know if they would, but you don't... if you buy, like my brother was saying, you know, you buy two $60 games, and he was playing... he played for a while an MMO that, I don't know, was like $90 a year or something. So if you buy two $60 games, which games are $60 now. I was looking in a Micro Center paper. I don't know if you got one of those around you in a Micro Center. It's just a computer store. Wii U games for $60? No thank you. I wouldn't even pay $60 for a computer game. I mean, the most I paid for a game was $50. That was for the GameCube. That's right when the game came out. GoldenEye, my first game. I had like $50 for Christmas, so I just bought it. But I mean, that was years ago. But I wouldn't want to pay $60 for a game right now, especially a Wii U game. That is one of the dumbest systems ever. I mean, and like, I haven't played it, okay, so just take my criticism from just looking at it, but it's like you get, okay, look, touchscreen. Okay, so touchscreen on a system's fine, but, I mean, I don't even exactly like, you know, the whole idea where this is, you know, just a touchscreen. But... what am I even saying? I don't even have a clue where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so the DS has touchscreens, okay, on the system. You know, playing games, you know, makes sense. So why do you have to put a touchscreen and a screen on your controller? Because shouldn't that be the system? I mean, and then yeah, you play it on the TV. It's like, anyway, I just lost my train of thought. So I was talking about MMOs or something like that. With them being, why do I say I've been noticing, I've been saying it, what about, over there, yeah. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts too, as much as it drives you nuts, okay? I do realize I'm doing that. See, I just said it again. It's a problem I have. I could really try hard not to say it, but that would be hard, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, I didn't say it there. I'm not going to be able to keep that up for the whole video. But MMOs, it seems like the games, and like I said, never really playing one, so it's taking me forever to get into what I want to say. Never playing one, criticizing it from a viewer standpoint. Where do I want to start? It seems like people spend way too much time in there, and they get completely engrossed in the games. Like, I was watching a video about, well, pretty much, you know, MMOs, and just saying how there's like the gold farmers over in, you know, China, which they play all day, and then, you know, the people in America, they buy the stuff, even though it's illegal, I guess, in World of Warcraft. And, you know, just like how it's almost like an economy in a game where, and the people where, you know, they got bad lives, so they play the game to, you know, feel better. I mean, I guess that's what entertainment is, but when that's what you're so relying on to make yourself feel good, that's the problem I have. And And then I was watching something, with StarCraft. Now that's a little bit better because that's a strategy game. At least, in my views on stuff. You gotta think what you're doing. It's not just a whole social thing. Like, I hate all this social stuff. Like, why is everybody like? Don't you have a life of your own? I mean, it's just like people should have a life of their own. What makes you want to be so interested in someone else's life? But then again, it's a natural human thing where, when your life's awful, you want to see someone else who has a worse life than you, but yet their life seems more glamorous, I guess. It doesn't make sense, but it's just human nature. I hear a truck. Maybe delivering a package for me, which I didn't buy anything, but I want to. Yeah, StarCraft. I want to buy StarCraft maybe sometime, because everyone's like, oh, this game. They got tournaments in Korea. I was watching a video on that. Guys play like, $18 a day or something. I mean, I don't know. But it's like they play, ridiculous amounts of time to get into these like giant tournaments. And like, well, what's so good about StarCraft anyway? So, I want to get, that's the reason why I keep grabbing this, because it's like the only thing I hand. That's the reason why I bought an iPod Touch finally, because there was so much hype around like, oh, iPhones and everything. And I was like, well, let me just get something like that, see what all the hype is about, all this modern stuff. And it did take me like 2 years before I bought an iPod Touch, because I really want to make sure I could use it. Because when I spend something like this, was like $250, because I got it on sale, because I wait for sales. Not as much as my brother though. He really waits, but so I bought it on sale. I want to make sure I'm not just going to spend the money. It's not just going to sit around. I do play a couple games on there, but I don't really use it for anything because, well, I have no life. And the games too, and that's another killer of the video games nowadays, are casual games. Like, I'm gonna grab this again. Let's see. Let me just find a couple. I want to see your password. Did you see it? No. All right. Games. Bejeweled Blitz. All right, Bejeweled's fun, but it's a casual game. You don't need to think hard. The Jetpack Joyride, another pretty famous one. I find it fun, but still casual game. Dead Trigger is a free first-person zombie shooter. It got really good graphics on the iPod Touch, but I'd still consider it a casual game because it doesn't take that. You can just jump into it, play a game, and get out. And one game I haven't played yet. Actually, one game I haven't played, period, which I don't know if I want to. I might just download the free version just to see what everyone's talking about. But Angry Birds. How? It's a puzzle game. Okay, but it's not a really puzzling game where you're trying to, I don't got any puzzle games out here. I had a Game Boy Advance. This was pure gold. Game Boy Advance. Not this. That's not pure gold. This is pure gold. You get one of these and Zero Mission, and one of these, Zero Mission, Fusion, and probably Advance Wars 2, and you'll be set for life. When the zombie apocalypse comes, that's all I want. That and a charger and a little what would that be called? Thingamabob generator. And then you get a PSP with Rengoku 2, Third Birthday, and Peace Walker, and you have yourself another little pot of gold. And what other games was there? Anyway, but handhelds are good, but it just seems like these MMOs, I don't know. And two, it's like, games that get so much hype, and now they're becoming like big budget movies. I mean, Inception's sitting over there. I watched that finally. I got a coworker to buy it for me. That's something, you can put a list down, someone randomly grabs the stuff out of it, so you put your interest on it. So I put, iTunes gift card, Inception, and Folding Ninja Pocket Knives. Like, it's going to be hard to buy me something because I put what I wanted. But, I mean, the girl was nice. She got me Inception and a knife. So, I'm sure it's not a high quality one, really, but that doesn't matter because of stuff. I mean, still someone, A, it's a girl. B, she's not that old. I mean, she's probably not much older than me, if older than me. And to get me two things is amazing. I mean, I just bought the guy, the guy that I picked a gift card. It's just like, I felt bad doing that, but I couldn't figure out anything on his list that he wanted. But still, it was nice of her to, buy me two things. So, but anyway, yeah. So all the games are becoming big budget things. Like Call of Duty now. It's like, just here's your budget. Like, it's five, like, what would it be? Not five, like 10 zeros after one, and that's your money to play. Get the game, and you get like these. It just stuff doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, you have Call of Duty on one hand that gets a ton of games, where it sells a ton of games like big budget movie. Then you get something like Angry Birds, which are probably, I don't know what it took the guy to develop that, but it couldn't have been much. I mean, it's like a Flash game, and then they get a whole lot of merchandise around this iPhone game. It doesn't exactly make sense to me, but hey, it's your business. This just lost. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just ranting about everything because I've been talking for like 20 minutes almost. Well, not quite. It doesn't matter. You're entertained. If you're still watching this, that's good. But if you're not, well, sorry, you left. You're missing out. You're really missing out on Mr. O'Man ranting. So, my favorite era of video games. Why don't we talk about this? My favorite era of video games would probably be Game Boy Advance and a GameCube. I really like those. I didn't play that many different systems, but the Wii I don't really have an interest in because motion control. It's like, give me physical buttons any day. That's even like, I'm not gonna grab the iPod Touch again. I keep doing that. I'm getting right in your face. But the iPod Touch is a touchscreen. Okay, maybe it's good, but here's a problem. My hair, I'm gonna get that cut. It's driving me nuts. Physical buttons will work better than a touchscreen any day. Plain dead trigger on there is a first-person shooter. Use your left bump on the control. Left bump to move, and then your right bump you aim, and then push your fire button and everything. It's not as good as if you had a controller or a mouse. The best way to play first-person shooters is on a computer with a mouse and a keyboard. I don't care what you say about your Call of Duty or, PlayStation, all that stuff. Bump sticks, or what are those called? Joys. No, wait, what are those? Who cares? Your controllers. Those don't work as good as a mouse and a keyboard because mouses are more accurate, I find. And I don't know how you could play Call of Duty on a console, but that comes up to another point. My favorite Call of Duty, Call of Duty 4. I've only played Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty World War, and Modern Warfare 2. And Call of Duty 4 is like a traditional first-person shooter. World at War doesn't exist. That's just tossed in there. I never really played multiplayer on that. And I didn't really buy the games to play multiplayer. I do play multiplayer on there because it's an extra feature, and why not? Because I bought the game for 20 bucks. Wait, was that 20? Yeah. No. Wait. Yeah, I think. Wait, or was it 10? 20? Probably 20. I can check in my list of stuff. I always write down whatever I buy, keep track of money, even though I never care. I don't have a budget. But buy that, and what was I saying? Call of Duty 4 seems like your traditional type game, with the maps. My favorite map is Broadcast. That one's good because you can snipe, close quarters with submachine guns, not RPGs, RPGs drive me nuts. Shotguns, submachine guns, assault rifles, however you want to play. Now, it seems like in playing Modern Warfare 2, you're stuck on maps that are like tight alleyways, and you gotta snake through, and I don't like that type of gameplay because everyone is always saying, oh, like the small maps are better. No, the large maps are better because Battlefield 2 I love. I should play that game again because I haven't played it in a while just because I started playing Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4. Man, what in the world's wrong with me? Call of Duty 4, and all in the explosions, quick games, do all this, don't want to take half an hour playing one match, but Battlefield 2, you get more of a sense of achievement, you play better with the teammates and everything, you're not just around, going for yourself, Call of Duty 4, I don't care about my teammates, Battlefield 2, you're really careful where, okay, that guy's a medic, if I get shot, he's going to save my life, if he's not there, I'm going to die, I'm going to have to respawn, 10 minutes back, and I'm going to have to, start, which Battlefield 3 would probably be better now than the other first-person shooters because, I haven't played it, but it probably would have more of that Battlefield formula to it, which works a lot better than all this quick blow stuff up shooters. Blow beep up, right? I censor myself on here. I don't. If kids are watching, kids shouldn't be watching this anyway. But if they are, don't swear because I don't swear. But oh right. So all the Modern Warfare 2 is a lot like the maps are smaller. So you have to run around. And campers, that term is thrown around so much, I find it depends on what type of camper. If you're sitting down in the grass and, in a bush, waiting for someone to run by and you got an assault rifle, that's camping. If you're sitting in a bush and you have a sniper rifle, that's not camping because you're a sniper. And it's like, oh, snipers should run around the map. No, they shouldn't. Snipers are meant to be way far back from the action, to look down and snipe people. That's what they're supposed to do, and they're not supposed to be run around. And people that run around in quick scope are nuts because, first of all, that's not what snipers are supposed to be doing. And you play the game way too much if you can quick scope. But if Modern Warfare 2, and I'm sure now all the Call of Duties, it seems like they've adapted the Modern Warfare 2 type of style played in the Call of Duty 4 type of style, where the maps are small, you're running around, and it's just total carnage, where the maps are over, like, within 5 seconds. When a Call of Duty 4 match might last, I mean, those probably last, 5-10 minutes, at least the ones I play, giant team death matches. If you see a player, Mr. O'Man, I think it is, that's me. But, because, yeah, anyway, and Battlefield 2 matches can last half an hour, but they're very rewarding once you're done with them because you didn't just, oh, I'm getting as many kills as I can. You're trying to take over points and capture stuff and, deal with the map. You got, you can get squads in there. You go out here, you take that squad, you bring around here. There's a giant. It's just a lot better experience. So, yeah, I think casual games and explosion games and MMOs are slower. Yes, they are, but people spend way too much time doing that. Games should be casual experience. You should get outside. Like probably as soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm gonna go outside and take a walk. Probably like 20-minute, half-hour walk, which is good because I'm tired. Who cares? And so I'm going to get outside and, get some exercise. I'm not going to go right down on the computer, sit down, and, play another game. But people play games way too much, are on their computers, and people are on social media way too much. End of story. It's just a fact. I can't stand people when they're, I don't know, someone shoot me. It's like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say with this, but there's... I don't know. There's... People are so in everybody else's business that it drives me nuts. Why? I mean, why do you have to be... Don't you have a life of your own? I already said that, but it's like, why don't you have a life of your own? That's why you're living. If you were... You have a life of your own, so live it. Don't live someone else's life. Don't live all these celebrities' lives because it's like, oh, look it, they're wearing these shoes. Yep. Oh, they broke up with that person. Yep. I honestly don't. Oh, that person's on vacation. And they're like seeing that person. And there's a rumor about this. Yeah. What about your life? Aren't you supposed to be working and taking care of your kids and making money supporting yourself? Doing stuff. Getting out, doing stuff instead of like on Facebook and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, look it. I'm not saying that those are bad. Okay, don't think I'm saying that the social. See, I said social media is bad. Don't take it like I said it's bad because, to a certain extent, I mean, you gotta eat, right? I mean, you want to eat. You gotta eat, but you eat too much. That's not good for you. You gotta drink water. You drink way too much water, you'll die. The only thing you really can't have too much of is honey, but, that's, I could never eat enough to make myself, well, I couldn't. But, so, well, I got something in my eye. It's my hair. Here's someone talking. Anyway, I've ranted enough. But, so, I don't know. I'm wore out now. I don't even know what I was saying. So, have a good day and stay safe. Someone's up here. I don't want your conversation with someone else. Have a good day and stay safe. Mr. Wayne's out.